My name is Gavin.
And I'm Megan.
And welcome to our first show called the Illum-A-Nation show. All right, it's a little bit of a tongue twister, we realized.
It's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful. And this first episode, time of the year is perfect, and it's something that's been huge in our relationship and our life that we wanted to share with you. It's called Couples Goal Setting, the method and power to have your best family year yet. So we're going to go through the advantages of it. We're going to go through 6 steps that we've used for a number of years and just share with you something that's been very powerful for us that we think would be great for you. So we're going to dive right in, all right? Now, here's the thing. What happens in most relationships with us, we have 3 kids. We'll tell you a little bit more about us in a second. But, it seems like people are coming and going all the time. It's easy to become disconnected and to lose touch, and that's not great for marriages. And obviously this video, if you're not married, you can do it with a friend, a significant other, all those kind of things. Exactly. But it's really going to help your relationship. It's going to help the results that you get in your life. And, also, like, if you have kids, going to get your kids involved and start getting them in the habit of setting goals, which is really cool, right?
Right.
So, here's the thing. You want to share a little bit about when we first started doing this and, what it's meant to us as a family?
Sure. A couple of years ago, Gavin and I decided to kind of set our own personal goals and then set some time aside to meet together and discuss what our personal goals were and then what our goals were as a family. And then when we go through the steps, we'll kind of show you what we did from there with sharing it with the kids and coming up with a vision for our entire family for the upcoming year.
Yep, and we're just really deliberate and intentional about creating the best life we can, about having a wonderful relationship, about being, very involved parents, and just to live a life that, we came here to live. And I think everybody wants to do that, yet all the things that happen as parents with, the traveling, the, taking them to games and practices, carpools, I mean,
dog duty,
exactly.
All the things that we all
There's a million things that we all do. So it's easy to get sidetracked and then just get in the rut of doing the same thing over and over, and you get the same results every year. And so here's some things that you can do to change it. One of the things that I love most about it is that you get to show your kids what's possible. You get to show your kids and yourself that you're on purpose, and really have some accountability too. So we're going to go through 6 steps, all right, that we do, and this is pretty much our process. You can obviously change, tweak it however you want. At this end of this video, I'm actually going to have a place that if you wanted to download a PDF, I'm going to have a little bit more instructions and detail if you want to read through that. Yet step number 1, okay, we're going to go through these one by one, is you've got to just set the intention, right, to create your goals together. It's got to matter to you. And when I say create your goals together, with your spouse or with a friend or a significant other, but you have to want to participate in your life together, right? That's the first step, all right? Step number 2, we like to make it an event. All right, so if you just say, oh, I'm just going to put 30 minutes aside one day and just not make it a big deal, it's not going to be that exciting. It's probably never going to happen, and then you're pretty much going to probably have the same year you had the past year, right? So what we do is we set a time, we set a date. Mm-hmm. Usually we do 2 to 3 hours, mm-hmm. Okay? Yeah. And we make it an event. We make it a big deal. And there's days, years we've actually done entire days, and we've gone and had some fun, and then we do a 3-hour segment, all right? And then from there, on step number 3, you really want to come up with a special place. So I'll let you talk about some of the places we've done.
Well, for us, because we live in San Diego, we go to the beach and make a day of it, just the 2 of us, no kids, no dogs, no friends, no distractions, and spend a few hours there just kind of staying focused on what we're going to do this upcoming year and what our goals and intentions are. If you live in a colder place, obviously that's not going to work for you, so maybe going to a restaurant or a favorite place that you like to go, museums, libraries, wherever is a quiet place that you guys can have a discussion and an open communication about your goal setting.
And if you want to make it a really big deal and you live in a cold place, I mean, you could set a destination place, go somewhere warm and for a few days and literally plan your year out, because we're creating our lives constantly. You probably know that, but is that when you set goals and you set intentions and you're deliberate about things, it has a way of then turning out that way because you take actions, you believe it's possible, and it starts happening, right? And if you don't do that, then you're going to continue to get what you've always gotten. So we want you to make it a big deal.
I can remember even when we lived in Indianapolis many years ago, we would just book like a overnight downtown and spend a lot of the day having fun and exploring the city, but then also setting some time aside just in our hotel room where it wasn't no kids or distractions. So you can do that too if you live in a colder climate.
Yeah, and we'll show you something here in a second that like we've created and what we use. Yet, I mean, some of our biggest dreams have happened because of this. Some of like our best creations, I mean, moving out to San Diego 10 years ago, it's like our 10-year anniversary. That happened because of these kind of meetings. We've been doing this a long time and been intentional about it. So just to take a quick step back before step number 4, we want to just like, who are these people? Like, you know, this is our first video, right? You might be a friend of ours or you might have never met us, but we own a company called Illum-A-Nation. And right now it's you know, mostly salt lamps, and here's a, you know, this is one of them. And just like, you know, what we're doing with this show that we're doing is we really wanted to focus, you know, on people's health, you know, our family's health, you know, on abundance, okay? And, you know, we really want to, you know, just have fun with life and like our joy. Okay, so we talk about this as like our tagline is enhancing your family's health, abundance, and joy, right? Did I get that right? Okay, this is
maybe
good,
not the right order,
is,
but
yeah,
okay.
Right.
We'll let that one
Wrong
slide.
order and stuff. But so this is, you know, we wanted to create a show that like, you know, we can kind of get our message out, get some things out that have been really big for us as a family. And, you know, get our brand out there to be very transparent too.
I think
so
too, also to build a community of other people. So
Right.
we would love, you know, once this video is over, for you to comment or share some things that have worked for you, because we're, you know, all on this life journey together.
So back to it. Step number 4. So before you actually have your meeting, we do recommend you take 30 to 60 minutes. I mean, most people plan more, you know, like what shows they're going to watch or you know, their vacation than they do for like their goals for the year. And so take this, you know, 30 to 60 minutes prior to meeting and brainstorm your personal goals and then the goals you would like to achieve as a family and with your spouse, and then are some more joint goals. Just so when you're at the meeting, you're not just like coming up with it for the first time. You're actually prepared, because then you can dive deeper in that meeting, right? You know, some examples of areas for us, like we love to travel. Okay, so if you're like friends with us on Facebook, you're like, oh my gosh, like they're always like somewhere. But that's a huge intention. Every year we plan out our year first for vacations because it matters a lot to us, right?
Especially for this guy.
Yeah, it's
loves vacations.
Well, she's up there with me, right? But so travel's a big thing for us. Business, okay, and for us, business is like, you know, what kind of contribution we can make to the world, and, you know, obviously pay our bills and stuff too, but you know, really make a difference in stuff we're passionate about. Okay, fun, like do you have goals for your fun? And, you know, like your health, we're really into health stuff. We'll have a lot of videos about health, but, you know, and then family, okay, like what things are we going to do as a family? Like we do a monthly night out, like on the 11th, we usually go out for dinner.
Trying new places,
Yeah.
food, you know, exploring the city, being like a tourist in your own city. It's been fun for us.
Exactly. And like your money goals or, you know, your abundance.
Financial.
And you have to like figure out, like come up with at least 5 to 6 different areas that are your main areas you'd like to focus in your life. And then just take out a piece of paper and in this 30 to 60 minute pre-brainstorming thing, just make a list of all the things and then number it real quick of like what matters most to you, because you're not going to be able to attack all those things.
And that's kind of a brainstorming session too. So
Yep.
you're really not going to hone in on those really until you meet, you know, I think with your spouse or significant other.
Exactly. So step number 5. Okay, now it's time to have the meeting, right? So you're in your special place, and you're in the, we usually have like a drink and some crackers, and we're
Snacks
cheesy,
is what he's saying,
right?
yeah.
And because we know it's going to be 2 to 3 hours, but then we just start sharing, like, hey, here's my list. And we go through like why it's important, what we like about it. And a lot of years it's like similar stuff, right? We always like cruises was usually on the list for us. It's like, where are we going to go this year? What ports of call are we going to go in Cabo, and what time of the year and stuff. But then share your personal goals. And this is like, as couples in marriage, what happens, we've been together 18 years. Right? Well, we've been together longer than that. No, we've been longer than that, but we've been married for 18 years. And it's interesting sometimes, like, she'll come up with a goal, like, oh, when did you become interested in that? Or like, oh, that's cool this year. And it's something that I now know about that I can support her on. And, some areas possibly nudge her if it's like out of her comfort zone, right? And vice versa. Like, we're a great pair with that. Sometimes I need like some nudging down, right? But get on the same page, right? And like rekindle that relationship and that connection, and really invest in that person of like, how can you support them, and believe in what they want to accomplish too.
I think what also is really cool is a lot of times there's synergy where you don't even have something down that you even thought about, and once you start discussing things, you both create some new goals that you didn't realize were really kind of there under the surface, or you hadn't really acknowledged. So it'll take a different direction sometimes, once you start meeting and brainstorming and synergizing with your partner.
Step number 6, right after that meeting, within hopefully maybe a few hours or a few days, set up a time with your kids, and if you don't have kids, with other friends, and share your goals with them. Okay, and here's why I think that's so important, is because you want to start getting your kids setting goals, like purposely. Here's another way of saying goals: purposely creating the life that you want. Right? What direction are you moving? Okay, and for your kids to see you've set goals, it also holds you accountable, right? But then they can kind of see, like, oh, look what mom and dad did, and this is why we're on this vacation, because they set this goal and they're being intentional and purposeful, right? So it kind of gets them started with that. But then you want to find out, what are their goals? Have them set 2 to 3 goals, all right? And if you're kind of curious, like, hey, what's a good way of setting goals? There's all kinds of books out there. I'm not going to go on that. But like, I read a book recently called The 12-Week Year, I think, Brian Moran. And it's a great way of like segmenting the year into, 4 quarters, but getting way more done in those 3 months than normal, right? And it goes through goal setting in there. So I recommend that book. But get with your kids and figure out, like, hey, what's important to you? What are you working on in your life? What are you passionate about? What would you like that would stretch you? And then, just like, we meant to mention this in step 5, but come up with some action steps. Come up with a game plan. Like, don't just have it out there, like, hey, this is things I'm going to do, things your kids are going to do to make a basketball team, to get better grades, whatever it is for them, okay? So anything to add to that?
Well, and this too will take on a different direction sometimes. Like, our kids just recently shared with us that they really want to go to New York City, whereas we've always just kind of have done the whole beach thing, and cruises are a huge deal in our family. We're kind of cruise junkies. So, they'll have some ideas that you didn't even know really mattered to them. So I think it's a good way to empower them, for them to kind of share what's in their heart that you didn't even know, was there.
Yep, awesome. So those are the 6 steps, but a couple tips that just kind of fill in the gaps. We recommend setting rewards. So, a lot of times our rewards are like vacation, and that's one of our goals anyways, like, we're going,
that is
right?
the reward.
But if you do something, like, reward yourself for it, like, acknowledge that you achieved that. And what happens in your mind, it's like, oh, when I say I'm going to do something, it happens, right? And then good things happen behind that, and you acknowledge that it happened, and you reward yourself for it, which is huge. Yeah, that's what we're going to say? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
No.
And then focus on your biggest priorities. I know there's a long list, right? But don't make this a to-do list. Make this a goal list. Make it a dream list. Make it outside of your comfort zone. Really push yourself. That's the excitement. Not scary, but pushing yourself. And then don't use goals as motivation, right? That's what a lot of people do, is like, oh, I hate my job, so I'm going to set this goal to try to somehow motivate me. It doesn't work, right? That's why almost so many people, fall short in their goals, okay?
Or resolutions at this time of year.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
And then here's the thing that we do, and you can show them a picture of this real quick, but like type this up. We're like really like neat freaks and stuff. So there's people that handwrite it, that's fine. You can do a vision board. We type it up and we kind of do like a typed up vision board, all right?
Put it someplace like in your office or at your desk, someplace where you're going to see it a lot, just to keep it top of mind and to know kind of what your focus is for the year.
Exactly.
And so it's a good tangible way to like keep track of your vision for the year.
Totally, and look at it every day, right? Like, and not just like look at it, read it, but spend like just even 60 seconds, 2 minutes, like visualize yourself seeing it as already happened, that it's in the process, like it's aligning with you, right? I know that kind of, there's all kinds of stuff out there on that right now, but like that feeling is everything with the creation and getting you to take action and move in that direction. So take some time every day. You have 2 or 3 minutes to like read it and to visualize and to feel it happening.
Focus on that. Yeah. Also, want to say right now, we're filming this. It's near the beginning of the year, but you may happen upon this video any time of the year, and you can do this type of goal setting or setting intentions any time of the year. It doesn't have to be because it's January 1st. We certainly have been in situations where there was a job change or moving to a new house where it was a good time for us to kind of just, shift and come into like new focus for our intentions, no matter what time of the year it is.
Yeah, and I mean, it could be May, it could be, August, but a lot of times people say, hey, I just feel like I'm going to wait till next January, right? And we'll just all come back and watch this, this year's gone and stuff. Like, you can make your year whenever you want. So, sorry to repeat exactly what you just said.
It's okay.
So, and here, I want to, like, we're just about to conclude this. We have a few things, some goodies to end with, but she does not like video, and I've done a lot of videos, and she has gotten through this, and she's done a wonderful job. So, like, you secretly give her, a hand. I do. I'm so proud of you, honey.
I didn't cry.
You didn't cry. Yes, it's big ordeal. So, like, I can see how passionate she is. She's getting outside of her comfort zone to share something that's been huge for our family. So, we hope you have enjoyed this.
Gift. For you, for me.
Couple things. We want to stay in touch with you. So subscribe to this YouTube video, right? There's also like this little bell. I'm not like this expert, but you can have like notifications from us if you hit the bell and say, yes, we'd like to get these notifications. Also, we have a Facebook group called Himalaya Salt Lamps, right? So if Himalaya Salt Lamps, if you just do a search on Facebook, we'd love for you to join that. We have a website called Himalaya.com, and you can go and learn more about Himalaya Salt Lamps. And we're creating a community, so it's not going to just be all pitching products and stuff. But we have some wonderful things to share about you. Which next week we're going to elaborate on this. Like we talked about vision boards. There's something called like vision movies, and I'll get into more about that. But I'm going to show you like what I've created, and so it's very powerful that you can spend just a few minutes a day and really get into that feeling and that connection, and that visualization, and a tool
to help you.
And that'll be next week. And this, at this time of the year when we're first recording this, it is January. Well, a couple of days. So anyway, that's what we wanted to go through today. We'd love for you to join us. Like, ask questions, below. Comment, like it. Any questions you have, we will share with you. And the last thing is, I've created a little PDF, and it's just like a quick snapshot of the 6 steps and some little extra ideas and goodies so that you can read over this, when you're setting your goals again, all right? Or something you can give to your husband or because I probably mostly moms are going to be watching this to begin with. I have a feeling. If you're a dad out here, good for you, man. I'm excited that you're here. But share this with your friends. Do this, and then come back and let us know, like, what impact did it have? How did it go for you? We want to hear from you, all right? So that's it for our first episode.
Yay, we did it.
All right, so we'll see you on our next episode. We'll be doing these weeks. All right, thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.